What's up, guys, and welcome to the Talladega Road Courses. We are here today for the running of the special NNSCRA GTP race. Is what we're doing here today. It's a 4-mile road course, 30 laps around this racetrack here, which is a 120-mile race. So if the things go according to plan, it may be an hour-long race or whichever it is. But it's a special NNSCRA GTP event here at the Talladega Road Course, and here's the starting line for today's running event. Now, some of the names you'll see in the field here are about three of them actually you'll be familiar with in the NNSCRA itself, though. That's Ford, Dodge, and Chevrolet. But some of the names unfamiliar to the NNSCRA. So here we go. On the pole is in the number 2 Silk Cut Castrol Jaguar is Dylan Young. He's on the pole for his race at 137 miles an hour. He drives one of the 4 cars for the Silk Cut Jaguar team. Alongside of him, Johnny Gardner, number 02. He's one of the 2 cars for the Target Chip Ganassi team. It's a Lexus he's driving here today. Second row has Dylan Young's teammate Nathan Hudson in the number 1 Silk Cut Castrol Jaguar. Beside him is Seth Cole himself in the number 10 SunTrust Pontiac powered GTP machine. Over in the other lane, he's the only car of his team. Third row has the team Castrol Jaguar number 66 of Jessica Shelton. She's alongside number 01, the second member of the Target Chip Ganassi Lexus team. It's Zachary Fitzwater in 01. Fourth row, the third member of the Silk Cut Jaguar team is Joshua Collard, and he'll be alongside the second member of the Castrol Jaguar team. It's Cole Deaver. By the way, you got a lot of Jaguars in the field, by the way. Fifth row has one of two members of Team Nissan. That's Joshua Osborne in 83. And he'll be alongside number 99, Lyndon Wright, in one of the 2 Toyota GTP machines. Sixth row has the potent Mazda Speed team. It's Zach Rogers in 56. He's one of the captains of that team. He'll be alongside Nick Gunther in 55, and the third member of the Mazda Speed bunch, number 18, Cole Baker. And those Mazdas are pretty potent here today too. They're 3 of the cars to watch. Alongside of Cole Baker, by the way, will be number 84, the second member of the Nissan team, Ryan Acosta. The next row down has the pair of GTP Buicks. It's Chris Dollerton, the captain of that bunch, and number 9, proud Texas man himself. He'll be alongside his friend Megan Atkins in the Miller Genuine Draft, number 8 Buick GTP. She's alongside. Next row down has the Bud Light Jaguar team, car number 32, Raphael LeDuc. And he'll be alongside car 40, Jay Jefferson, part of the Bob Tullius Jaguar team. There's 2 cars in that bunch. Next row down has Jacob Sturgeon, number 7, the Blobpunk Sax. I think it's a Jaguar. I'm not sure actually what it is. It's a Brumos, actually. He'll be alongside the Dallas McIntosh and the Miller High Life, number 14, Porsche. And in fact, both these cars are Porsches, by the way. I see the Brumos on the side, but anyway. Next row down has number 3, Michael Turner in the Castrol Bud Light Jaguar, and he'll be alongside 44, Jordan Lopez in the other Bob Tullius Jaguar. Next row down has the 4th member of the Silk Cut team, it is Alex Miller, and number 63, Ryan Brommer, is alongside. His car, by the way, is I think it's a Mercedes. I think it is. It's a Sauber Mercedes he's driving. Next one down is J.J. Robertson, the Toyota GTP number 98, and number 36, Al Legacy in the Minolta Toyota. Next one down is Aiden Shepard in 65. His car is Chevrolet-powered GTP. And the Brumos Porsche number 58 of Matt Haas. Next one down has number 59, Carson Gum in the other Brumos Porsche, and then Zach Flickinger in the only Ford-powered GTP car, an 82 Motorcraft Ford GTP machine. Next row down has number 62, the other Sauber Mercedes. It's Julius Anderson and Mitchell Collins at 37, the other Minolta Toyota. And starting shotgun will be Bobby Frazier in 16, the Rain-X Porsche. So this is a 4-mile course at Talladega, and if you're not a fan of GTP racing or any types of road racing, well, you're going to get a real treat here today. And it's maybe the only GTP race I'll probably do, but anyway. So we are set for racing here today. Dylan Young will lead them all down to the green flag here in this event. Now, Talladega Road Course doesn't exist, though. This is the 1983 version of this course, by the way. This is what this all is, but as far as this being the only GTP race I may do, but we'll see if anything else comes along. Green flag is out. We got several in-car cameras in today's event, and the green flag is out, and the NNSCRA GTP is underway here. And the NNSCRA Grand Prix is underway. Dylan Young and Johnny Gardner side by side. Gardner's going to pull ahead of the pole sitter Dylan Young as they go into as they weave their way through the infield course. It has an infield course much like Daytona or the Roval at Charlotte. Hudson trying to get by Seth Cole to try to get to his teammate Dylan Young as they come down off. As they head this little bit of a straightaway before they head into a couple of turns here. And they'll finally climb up onto the banking. This is a 4-mile course at Talladega. It's the same length you would have at a track like Road America. Hudson's going to take third position right here. And here comes Seth Cole's about to lose his spot to Jessica Shelton in the Castrol Jaguar. As they come down the backstretch and turn into the chicane, much like you would have at Daytona. And those cars will knock on 200 miles an hour as they go into the chicanes as they come down through there. And we got somebody's hit the wall, and that is Nathan Hudson in a 0-1. He's keeps on going as they come off the turn. And meantime, Dylan Young trying to get a sniff at the drive off Johnny Gardner's cars as it is Lexus versus Jaguar for the lead as they come to the start-finish line. And they'll cross the line with Gardner leading, Dylan Young second, Shelton the third. Fourth is Fitzwater. Battle for fifth between Nathan Hudson and Joshua Collard, two Brits in the field. Both driving silk-cut machines. They're both painted differently, though. Hudson's more multicolored, and Collard's is just solid violet purple. And finally, Hudson goes by as they come down through the line here. Their Jaguar Castrol teams, by the way, were all run by Brit. Was a British team, as a matter of fact. So kind of fitting you got two of the Brits driving these cars. But anyway, it's Hudson up to fifth. Collard in the grass now is another Joshua. Joshua Osborne goes by him. And he'll take Lyndon Wright with him in 99 as they come down into turn number 1. And right there behind in ninth position, Zach Rogers, and part of the 3-car Mazda Speed team. Roof cam from Zach Rogers' car as he follows behind Lyndon Wright and Joshua Collard. And Rogers goes in there in the chicane at about 201 miles an hour. Now off in the... And we have somebody spun right there in the infield. Oh, and we do have a mess here. Zach Flickinger is spun. There's Legacy. Michael Turner is spun. And I think that was Cole Deaver in the other Castrol Jaguar that spun. Now Seth Cole spun as well in number 10. So we have quite a predicament happening here on the backstretch. Johnny Gardner continues to lead now with Jessica Shelton in second place now. Fitzwater in third. Osborne's now up to fourth. Fifth is Collard. Sixth is Wright. Seventh is Hudson. Then it's Rogers 8th. Acosta's 9th. And Nick Gunther currently 10th, with Cole Baker and Megan Atkins battling for 11th. And another one of the cars getting off the course is Alex Miller in the 33 car. This course, actually, I forgot to mention, is a bit easy to get off of because of the speeds they run. They are running all out here at Talladega, kind of. Let's see who, if anybody, gets off the course this time on the chicane as we watch. And actually, we got a battle for lead about to develop here between Gardner and Shelton as they come off turn number 4, as they come off the what would be NASCAR turn 4 at Talladega. Shelton to the low side of the track here, Target on the outside, Castrol team on the inside as they come to the start-finish line. Who leads this lap? I think it's going to be Gardner, I think, maybe by just a foot. Yes, it was. And let's see if Jess can hold it through into the inside lane and see if she can get a bite or two, a bite through the turn. I don't know if she does or not. There, she has the inside lane on that turn, but Gardner's got the inside lane on this turn now, and he's going to pull back ahead of Shelton. And valiant try though, but it is early in the race, so we're on the 4th lap of the event. And meantime, a 3-car battle happening right there. And wow, that's Jay Jefferson getting off the course into the wall. He goes to number 40 as he gets muscled off the track. I don't know who that was. It might have been Megan Atkins or Zach Rogers, one of the two that took him into the wall. But Jefferson keeps on ticking right there as Nick Gunther. You see him, Seth Cole, Lagacy. And there is Cole Baker. Apparently he was part of that skirmish that happened on the infield. And you got a battle for second there between Shelton and another car here or there. And there's the Salvador's getting wide through that chicane right there. It was Atkins going on a little wide there to that course. Bobby Frazier getting a little wide through there. Meantime, Johnny Gardner continues to lead this race here as we're now completing the 4th lap of this event. A long race here today at Talladega. As we said, 30 laps, 120 miles around this track. Both of our Chip Ganassi Lexuses are both carrying roof cams today. Zachary Fitzwater and Johnny Gardner both. Fitzwater wanting to make it a 1-2 running order for the Chip Ganassi team, but Shelton is going to have. Fitzwater's going to have to take it over Shelton's dead body right now as they come through into turn number 1. What would be NASCAR turn 1, I should say, on this course. On the backstretch, let's see how fast Fitzwater drafts off Shelton going into that turn. 203 miles an hour into the chicane. Get off the chicane. Fitzwater going to touch the grass just a little bit. And we have a problem right there. That is Nathan Hudson and Joshua Osborne has spun in the chicane. And we got wing damage on the 83 Nissan. And whoa, Aiden Shepard just about sideswiped Hudson's car. And yeah, the wings, as you see right there, the wings a little bit off camber on the Osborne car. Don't know how that's going to disturb it aerodynamically or not, but you would think it would, but with the angle being cockeyed as it is. But and that's going to bring out a full course yellow right there as Jay Jefferson got off the course. And we got a lot of replays to show you what had happened. So we're on lap number. So caution flying on the end of 5 laps here at Talladega as we have 25 to go in the NNSCRA GTP Grand Prix of Alabama. Well, here's the first incident that happened way back on the second lap. Dylan Young in the number 2 car. He is falling behind Johnny Gardner. He looks like he has got a good run going into the chicane, going into that corner. This is a chicane, as we mentioned, is a lot like the one in Daytona in the road course. And Young got a bit too wide. Gardner did too, but at least he was able to keep it off the wall, unlike Young, and he goes into the wall right there. Hudson got off the course just a little bit right there, too, in the 1 car. There he is. So it wasn't bad that Dylan Young didn't get to lead a lap. He didn't get to have much fun out there with the leaders as they come into the... Or as you see, a lot of cars there. Collard, Zach Rogers, and several others going by. There is Young in a silk cut car. And several cars are going to get off the course right about here. Let's see what happens right there. There's McIntosh getting close. There's Lopez. J.J. Roberts got just a little bit wide. Michael Turner got into the wall right there just as Young got back underway. And there's the rest of the field right there. That's Lagacy in 36, 63 car. Or 62, excuse me, Julius Anderson. And whoa, Flickinger about got flipped over by Seth Cole in the 10 car. There he is right there. And here's the incident that actually brought out the caution flag. As the Josh was Collard in the purple car, Osborne in the red, white, and blue Nissan. Osborne got a good bite on the inside of Collard. It looks like he's going to take 4th position away from him right there. As he's trying to catch the front 3 cars. Osborne gets a good entry into the chicane. But just like we saw with Dylan Young, he gets way too wide going into that corner. And so did Nathan Hudson, and Osborne in the wall hard right there. And then Hudson just plows right into him. There's Hudson in the 1 car, Osborne in 83. And that hit into the back end, actually bent the wing on Osborne's car. So that was what happened here. And so we are about to. So the pace car lights are off, but we'll be getting back under green here. Here in this NNSCRA Grand Prix of Alabama. Dylan Young leads the race here now as pit stops had happened earlier on. Cole Devers now 2nd position. 3rd is Nick Gunther. 4th is Seth Cole. 5th right now is Zach Flickinger. 6th is Michael Turner. Cole Baker 7th. 8th is Alex Miller. 9th, Jessica Shelton. And 10th is Lyndon Wright. And it's Joshua Collard 11th. 12th is Jordan Lopez. 13th right now is Jacob Sturgeon. 14th is Dallas McIntosh. 15th, Bobby Frazier. 16th is Carson Gum. 17th is Ryan Brommer. Then J.J. Roberts 18th. 19th is Aiden Shepard. 20th right now is Rafael Leduc. And several more cars coming down pit road. I don't know what's going on here. That's the leaders that's coming down pit road. So with that all happening, Cole Baker's now going to be your leader of the race in the 18 car. With Jessica Shelton now 2nd as they go into turn number 1. And Shelton's going to move inside of Baker, trying to go for the lead again. So it's Baker, Shelton, Lyndon Wright in now 3rd position, now 99. And whoa, that was a bit of a crazy move right there on the part of Lyndon Wright as they go into this turn. They're going to be almost 3 wide through there now. And Lyndon Wright suddenly pushes the throttle of the floorboard of that Toyota of his. He's going to go to 2nd, and he's going to go to 1st. Now Shelton got off the course in the 66 car. She had the lead only for a second, but now It's going to be Lyndon Wright to the top spot now, number 99. Shelton's going to come out of that infield road course in second place. Now third is battle for third between Collard and Baker for the moment. Then it's Lopez in fifth position. Then sixth is Sturgeon. Then it's McIntosh in seventh. Unless it happens to go into the inner loop. Wright's going to get a little bit wide through there. There's Shelton. And Dallas McIntosh in 14 spins. And so, other than that spin there, a lot of people got through there okay, and now it's Lyndon Wright and Jessica Shelton battling for the lead. 1-2 at the moment. Toyota in first, Jaguar second. Then you got Mazda in third right now with Cole Baker. Then it's the car of Sturgeon and Lopez right now. That's battling for position. As Lopez actually got a... Actually, no, Jordan Lopez is actually a lap down in 33rd. The car on the lead lap, however, Jordan Lopez is on the lead lap. The 40 car of Jay Jefferson is actually a lap down. And Sturgeon muscles his way past in second position now in the number 7 machine. So that moves him up to fourth. And Bobby Frazier, who started this race dead last, up to sixth place right now at the moment. It's Carson Gum 7th, J.J. Roberts 8th, 9th is Ryan Brommer, and 10th right now is Rafael LeDuc. And let's see who makes it through the chicane or not right this time by. It's Lyndon Wright going into it as the leader. So far, so good. And Acosta's going to get off the course, and he gets hit by the 63 Mercedes right there. That's like the 62 Mercedes car of Julius Anderson. He and Ryan Acosta both crashed in the chicane. But no caution flag here flies, and Lyndon Wright still leads the race in the number 99 Toyota. As he and Shelton battle it out for the lead right now at the moment. It's 99 and 66 going at it. And a battle going for fourth position right there is Sturgeon and Lopez battled out the 7 and 44 machines. Both Jaguar versus Porsche. Then you got another Porsche and Carson Gum in 7th, and another Porsche in 7th position now with Bobby Frazier. Carson Gum running 6th at the moment right now here for the time being. J.J. Robertson, the other Toyota, is running in 8th position. 9th is now Brommer, and here comes LeDuc to the inside. He's going to take 9th, dropping Brommer to 10th, and running in 11th is the car of Zachary Fitzwater. Wright and Shelton both make it through okay. Right there, see what happens. See what happens with the rest of the field. Gum, there's the, and LeDuc and Fitzwater's going to spin right there. And here comes the 37 car, Mitchell Collins. He's going to muscle his way past Fitzwater. That chicane is going to be maybe the turning point of this whole race, I think. I swear to you, when I tested this course there not long ago, they all did pretty good. Well, we have completed now 10 laps here. We're now down to 19 laps to go right now here in this race. And new third place runner now, Jordan Lopez in the Bob Tullius 44 Jaguar. He's going to be leading. He's up in the third spot now. That's a 1984 Porsche he's driving. That's a 1984 Jaguar he's driving. Cole Baker running in fourth for Mazda Speed. There's Sturgeon in fifth, and there's the rest of the field right there. Check the who's running where at the moment. Aiden Shepard at the 10th position. Megan Atkinson 11th. Nathan Hudson's up to 12th right now in that one car. Dalton 13th. Johnny Gardner picking his way through the field in 14th position right now at the moment. Mitchell Collins 15th. His teammate Al Lagasse 16th right now. There's the other captain of the Mazda Speed team. That's Zach Rogers in 17th at the moment. And there, bent wing and all, Joshua Osborne still making that Nissan work. And like I said, that bent wing, I think it's going to make it awkward aerodynamic wise in a Nissan, but it seems to be working okay. As he and Cole Deaver in the 60 battle, that's the teammate of Jessica Shelton for Team Castrol. Osborne in 18th, and he gets a little wide, hits the bank right there. Deaver's going to take 18th away. And as Lennon Wright continues to lead the race here. He and Shelton have both pulled away from the 44 Jaguar of Jordan Lopez as he's pulled ahead of Sturgeon at the moment. Battle going on. That's for 6th place between 59 and Carson Gum and 16 car Bobby Frazier. Then you got J.J. Robertson in the Toyota number 98 running right now in 8th position. Aiden Shepard getting off the course just a little bit right now. In the car behind him, that's Chris Dalton trying to close up. So that's going to be 12th place he's going to take, I think. Nope, it's going to be 11th if Dalton can get by Shepard at the moment. The 40 car again is the lap down. It's Jay Jefferson in 33rd position. Megan Atkins right now running in 13th position. So the Buick's actually doing pretty good in the field. So, and they're both. So the Buick GTP car's running pretty good. That's the only 2 Buicks he got in the field, by the way. Atkins and Dalton both getting off the course. There's Jefferson going by right there. You're on board Megan Atkins' car. And now you're riding with Chris Dalton in number 9. He runs in 12th place. Dalton and Megan Atkins, both their driving cars owned by the team of Tom Hessert and Charlie Morgan. Those two are GTB Lights drivers back in the 80s. Here comes Dalton inside of Aiden Shepard. That's for 11th place still. And whoa, Shepard got a little wide there. Dalton says, thank you very much. I'm going to take that position. But Shepard's not giving up a little bit in that 65 car. But finally he throws a white flag and surrenders to Dalton as they come down in the S's now. Atkins trying to follow suit in the number 8 machine. And meanwhile, Mitchell Collins decided to join in on the phone and says, hey, this is fun. I want to join in here. And takes that Minolta Toyota, and he gets a little wide coming off the last corner in the infield part of the road course. Now moves into the NASCAR turn 1 again. Right behind them, Zach Rogers, Cole Deaver, Joshua Osborne, Dallas McIntosh in the 14. Fitzwater in the Lexus, and Rafael LeDuc driving one of the many Jaguars in the field. And right behind him is the only Ford in the field. That's Zach Flickinger in the 6. That is the oldest of the GTP cars that's in the field. It's a 1982 Ford he's driving. And so 14 laps now completed here at the Talladega Road Course. Margin interval right now, 87,000. Interval right now, 87 hundredths of a second between Lyndon Wright and Jessica Shelton. That's how they are right now. Roof cam on the 66 Castrol Jaguar. And now they'll go back up onto the banking right now between turn and what would be NASCAR 1 and 2 at Talladega. See if Shelton can get a draft off the 6099 car of Lyndon Wright. And she goes and she knocks on 200 miles an hour going into the backstretch here before they go to the chicane, which they both, her and Lyndon Wright, did make it through okay as they go down through NASCAR turns 3 and 4. These are 6-speed transmissions on these GTP machines, unlike the usual 4 gears you would see on the NASCAR car. And Shelton moves and gets up to about 207 miles an hour before she has to slam on the brakes on turn number 1. And she closed that interval down way big now, the only 0.3 of a second. And those two have almost 7 seconds on third place right now. That would be the car of Jordan Lopez. Sturgeon still running in 4th position. 5th is still Carson Gunn. Cole Baker from Mazda Speed running 6th. 7th is Nathan Hudson. 8th is Chris Dollarton. He's moved his way through the field nicely in that 9 Buick GTP, as has Megan Atkins of both the Buicks GTP cars, running in 9th and running in top 10 at 8th and 9th. There's Aiden Shepard and Zach Rogers. That's 10th and 11th. Shepard in 10th and Rogers in 11th. J.J. Roberts running in 12th. 13th is Brommer. 14th right now is Mitchell Collins. Then it's McIntosh and LeDuc right there through the field. And Flickinger's gotten by both Cole Deaver and Josh Osborne. By the way, the Nissan cars running together. The 83 of Osborne in 20th, and the 84 of Acosta running 21st. Those two Nissans owned by Don Devendorf. And those Nissans were actually a dominant force in GTP cars in the late 80s and early 90s. Especially in the late 80s when they dominated GTP competition. Yeah, remember when Lyndon Wright and Jessica Shelton were nose to tail? Well, not anymore. He's actually pulled ahead 2 seconds on her now. So Shelton must have had some problems going in through the chicane part of the course, but no position lost at the moment. There's the last car running. Michael Turner's the last car on the lead lap in 32nd position. 31st right now is Julius Anderson. Stands front end on his Sauber Mercedes. Seth Cole in 30th. 28th is Al Legacy. 27th right now. Or 29th is Al Legacy. 28th is Matt Haas. Johnny Gardner's dropped to 27th at the moment in his target Lexus, as he led early on in the event, but apparently something must have gone awry on his machine. Flickinger's 26th, 25th is Deaver, 22nd or 24th is Dylan Young. Fitzwater's 23rd, and Collard's 22nd. Nick Gunther 21st, 20th is Bobby Frazier. Then Miller, Acosta, Osborne, McIntosh, LeDuc, Collins, Brommer, Roberts, and you see the rest of the cars right there. Find a good battle on the track right now as the moment as you see Carson Gunn going through the chicane. Now Cole Baker takes his car in there. Nathan Hudson, he was one of the cars that got off the course a little bit early on in the event, and he's moved his way up to 7th position right now. So good run so good comeback for one of the Silk Cut Jaguar teams. But here comes Dalton with a head of steam. And look at it, he's going 197 miles an hour, whereas Hudson was going barely 190. And now Dalton's going to come up on the back of the 18 of Cole Baker. Dalton's going to try to swipe 2 spots at once, and let's see what happens in the turn number 1. He's alongside Baker at the moment, but Hudson has got the preferred group to the outside. Well, actually, he's going to have the preferred group on the inside here as they go into the next turn. Hudson sticks that nose that Jaguar inside. Now he and Dalton's going to go toe-to-toe with each other now. Dalton in the Buick GTP, and there's Hudson in the Jaguar. They are side by side with each other as they go in the turn. Hudson, and he forces Dalton off the course, and Dalton's didn't want to do that, but when you're on the outside, sometimes you got no other option. And now as they go up to the banking now. So Dalton's going to probably try. So Dalton looks like he's going to try again another lap. Maybe later on this lap. Who knows? Meantime, the interval has not changed a bit there between Lyndon Wright and Jessica Shelton. If you remember, Lyndon Wright took the lead on the only restart of the day. And the lead right now is 3.81 seconds between Toyota and Jaguar. Shelton's got the fastest lap of the bunch at 136.920 miles per hour, just almost about what they qualified at. They qualified pole at 137. And Lyndon Wright has the 4th fastest lap at 136.465. Meantime, battle now raging on continues between Cole Baker and Chris Dalton. Baker from the New England area, Dalton from down south in Texas as they come down through the turn there. And meantime, Dalton's teammate Megan Atkins having a battle of her own between her and Nathan Hudson. On board Chris Dalton's car as they go down as they head off into the banking now. Now see how the draft plays an effect between those two cars. They go into turn number as they go into NASCAR turn 1 again. We'll be down to 12 to go this time by, and we do expect to see pit stops as well. This race does require a pit stop. Here comes Dalton to the low side of Baker as they go to the backstretch to see if he's got the lead this time in position. Yes, he does. Go off in the chicane. They go through there, and he holds it. And Dalton's going to take 7th. Is going to take 6th place away from Cole Baker. So Dalton, as we said, started about mid-pack, and he's worked his way up to the field very, very well. And meantime, Baker lists another spot to another Buick. That's Megan Atkins. So Dalton up to 6th, Atkins up to 7th, and Baker's back to 8th. Hudson running in 9th position. There's 10th place, Aiden Shepard. And meantime, Lyndon Wright's about to catch the lap car of Michael Turner in the number 3 Castrol, the number 3 Bud Light Jaguar. Turner's teammate, Raphael LeDuc, right now runs in the 24th position, so not a good day for the Bud Light team here at Talladega. So Wright makes it through okay. Shelton makes it through okay in the chicane. And well, Sturgeon got way wide through there in the number 7 Blaupunkt Porsche. And now here comes Carson Gunn. He's going to go through okay. And meantime, Lyndon Wright has lapped Michael Turner. That's going to be... And that's moved Turner now a lap down in 32nd position, and all the while he actually gained time on Shelton, as far as that's concerned. So I don't know if Shelton's saving fuel or something, or if Wright's car's got that much more power or what. But nonetheless, so Lyndon Wright, as we said, the dominant car so far in that number 99 Dan Gurney Toyota. That's who owned the Toyota GTP cars back in that time here, the Dan Gurney All-American Racing Team. And of course, Gurney, a big name, obviously, in all of motorsports here, has done sports car racing, Indy car racing, Formula One, anything that involved 4 wheels, a motor, and a long and winding road. And right now, he'll have 10 laps left to go this time by. Right, taking it through there smoothly right now. Here comes Shelton. She gets a little bit wide, gets on the rumble strips, but not all that bad. Lopez goes through there. A good solid run for the 44 Jaguar team out of the Tullius Racing bunch. Sturgeon again wide through the chicane, and Carson Gunn's going to try to take it through, and he gets on. Barely tapped the rumble strips, but not quite. There's Dollerton, Baker. He's now moved up to the 7th position. Nathan Hudson in 8th, and Megan Atkins, meantime, who was running 7th, she's dropped to 10th place right now. She's lost her teammate Chris Dollerton. And there's Al Lagacy just up ahead. He's in 31st position right there. He is about not far ahead of the leader, Lyndon Wright. So not a good day. Not a good day for this half of the Minolta Toyota team. His teammate in the 37 car, Mitchell Collins, running 21st at the moment. So he's having an okay day at the moment here at Talladega. Ten laps to go. And here comes Lyndon Wright. He gets past Al Lagacy, puts him a lap down. And 204 miles an hour before he gets into turn number 1. 9 laps to go now here at Talladega. And Shelton still in second position. She's 5.23 seconds back of the leader right now. And another car up ahead for Lyndon Wright to lap right there. That's the 62 car, Julius Anderson, one of the 2 Sauber Mercedes machines. His teammate Ryan Brommer right now running well in 12th position at the moment. Anderson got into a little bit of trouble earlier in the event. And has basically knocked himself out of contention. Here comes that 99 car of Lyndon Wright, and Wright gets off the course just a little bit right there through there, and he's so Lyndon Wright gets off, goes to the chicane. Shelton made it through okay. She actually got by the 2 lap cars of Michael Turner and Al Lagasse. Lagasse actually lost a spot to turn out of 31st position at the moment. And here comes Lyndon Wright. He'll move to the low side of the 62 car. He about tapped him. 8 laps to go. Riding with Jessica Shelton in number 66. She's in second. Lopez still running third. Fourth is Sturgeon. Fifth is the 59 of Carson Gums. Sixth right now is Dallerton. Seventh is Cole Baker. Eighth right now is the 1 of Nathan Hudson. Megan Atkins 9th, and Aiden Shepard running 10th at the moment. 10th place, 44.8 seconds back in the leader. And here comes Lyndon Wright off turn number 2, what would be NASCAR turn 2. And then it goes up the lap. Johnny Gardner in number 02. That's one of the cars we thought had a good shot of possibly going for the win here today, but unfortunately for Gardner, nothing doing here today. This time that'll be 7 laps to go. We have 28 more miles left in this race. Going there, see the rest of the field right there as they go through as they head to the start finish line to complete their lap here. As we watch the last laps closing down here in the NNSCRA GTP of Alabama. Wright goes into turn number, now heads off to the banking, and for NASCAR turns 1 and 2, and he'll move it. Moves to the low side. I thought for a race this distance we may see pit stops or something like that, but we may have seen them all under caution. I'm not sure. So not sure how they are on field going into this in the last stages of this event. Meantime, Jessica Shelton's pouring on the power right now. She gets by Johnny Gardner to lap him. And there's Anderson running second, was running in a lap down in 29th, so she's the next car she has to negotiate. And they pass by pit road again, so Lyndon right now sees 6 laps to go. Average speed so far, 126.252 miles an hour at the moment after 24 laps in this 30-lap event. Interval from first to second, 5.66 seconds at the moment. Lopez is still third. Sturgeon still fourth. There's Carson Gum at the 5th position. And Chris Dallerton trying to close up right now. Dallerton going to try to take 5th away from Carson Gum. That 9 car, I tell you what, the leaders better be thinking their lucky stars. That 9 car is nowhere near them, because I think that 9 car is actually the fastest car on the track at the moment. Because that car's been running steadily quicker than almost any of them. Riding with Chris Dalton in 66 and running a 9. Riding with Chris Dalton in the 9 car. He runs in 6th place at the moment. Up ahead is Carson Gum in 5th. Off into the banking he goes as they go through turns 1 and 2. Or NASCAR turns 1 and 2, I should say. Down the backstretch here, let's see how fast Dalton goes into the chicane. 201 miles an hour. And gets a good run on Carson. Gunn gets wide through the chicane, and that's going to let Carson pull away just a little bit. And the yellow flag's has flown again for the second time. Not sure what had happened. I don't know if it was Collard, actually. It might have been. I'm not sure who it was. We'll look and see in replay what had happened here. Lyndon Wright took the caution flag as the leader. We'll be back after this. Well, and the caution flag was flown because of Dylan Young in the number 2 Silk Cut car. He was running 20. He made his way to the 21st position after making a pit stop under the first caution flag. And let's actually on the restart from the first caution flag. Excuse me. And let's see what happened here. I think he goes through the infield. That's what happened. LeDuc and Jay Jefferson crashed. Young crashes into Jefferson's car at this moment. Now, and that. Well, we're going to look at the flip over here in a minute. Young's going on this frightening 95-mile slide. Oh, God. What happened? Hits the... Well, and the pace car. A bad crash for Dylan Young. A bad crash actually for all 3 of the cars that were involved. This coming to the end of lap number 24 of this event. On board Dylan Young's car. Well, here's what happened to start the whole Holocaust in the first place. Jay Jefferson's actually running slow on the track at 177 miles an hour. Here comes Raphael LeDuc. LeDuc to the inside of the track. Goes inside of Jefferson's car. It's going to turn the 40 car around right there. LeDuc's car... Oh my goodness. Bad hit for LeDuc and for Jefferson. Here comes Dylan Young right there. He's going to go into Jefferson's car right now. And flipped Raphael LeDuc over, as did Jefferson as well. That number 40 Bob Tulia's car totally destroyed, as is the 32 Bud Light machine. And several cars playing heads up, driving to avoid those 3 cars, but oh my. Real time. And just in time, we're getting set for a restart here on lap number 27, as the several cars up ahead are maybe on a tail end lead lap here. Jacob Sturgeon takes the lead here after pit stops, as we have green flag with now 3 to go. Here comes Carson Gunn to the inside lane on Sturgeon's cars to go through turns as they go through turn 1. Another turn 2, turn 3. Sturgeon not want to give up the lead here. Garson comes to the high side of the track. Here comes Dalton to the low side. Dalton at the 3rd spot right now. We have the 2nd now. As he gets past him, now has a sight set on that number 7 car of Jacob Sturgeon. Let's see what happens here through this area of the course here, lapping Johnny Gardner in 0-2. And whoa, Gardner to the high side. Dalton dips low. He's going to get by him. Remember how fast the vehicle is trying to make its way through the field here. We'll see what happens here over the course of this last 3 laps here. Hudson at the 5th now at this moment. Collards in 7th at the moment. And Sturgeon's going to get by the 62 car of Julius Anderson. And whoa, Sturgeon got together with another car here. That was Anderson's car. But does Dalton have anything in these last 2.5 laps of this race here? And oh, Dalton's got the pit! Dalton's going to pit here! Oh my gracious. What's this going to do for the leaders now? Sturgeon now still has lead now with 2 to go. Can he make it? Carson comes in 2nd position there. There's J.J. Roberts running 4th place right now. Collards in 5th. Atkins in 6th place right now. McIntosh is in 7th. 8th is now Baker. 9th is Osborne. 10th is Ryan Brommer. Lopez runs in 11th. 12th right now is Nick Gunther. Frazier's 13th. 14th is Haas. There's Lyndon Wright, who had dominated this race so far. He had dropped to 16th place. But Jacob Sturgeon in that blah-punked Porsche, he is running right now as the leader of this event. And there's Chris Dalton. What might have been, he was 2nd place when he had the pit with coming to 2 to go. And so the question is, how many leaders pit this time by? And by the way, Wright had dropped to 16th. Shelton dropped to 17th. Then Rogers had dropped to 18th. And it's after the yellow flag, after while he's looking through all the crashes and stuff. But Sturgeon should see the white flag this time. But see what happens here. He's going to stay out. He's going to take the gamble. White flag's going to wave this time by. Carson Gunn in 2nd position. Nathan Hudson in 3rd. Having their own battle for 2nd place at the moment right there between the Porsche and the Jaguar. But right now, Jacob Sturgeon looking strong here at the moment here as he goes to the MPO portion of this course. Listening for anything, a belt, a belch, a burp, a sputter, anything that could spell disaster for that 7 team. And Nathan Hudson takes 2nd place away right now from Carson Gum. There's Collard up to 4th position, and he's not out of realm of possibility of taking 2nd place, possibly. J.J. Robertson in 98 runs in 5th. There's 6th place Megan Atkins. Dallas McIntosh in 7th, part of the Al Holbert team. And there you see Cole Baker looking inside of Joshua Osborne, and he's going to take position away, so Baker puts this Mazda up to the lead position there, or up to another position. Sturgeon, meantime, has now just gets the worst of the course out of the way. Now let's see if he has to pit or not. Sturgeon not slowing down at the moment here. He's going to go past pit road. He is home for this moment. Through the start-finish line he comes, and it's the Blaupunkt Porsche team. Jacob Sturgeon wins the NNSCRA Grand Prix of Alabama. Nathan Hudson in for second place. Third to Carson Gum, I think. Fourth is Collard. Fifth is J.J. Roberts. Sixth is Megan Atkins. Dallas McIntosh, 7th. 8th, Jordan Lopez. 9th will go to Cole Baker. 10th to Ryan Brommer. Joshua Osborne, 11th. 12th place will go to Nick Gunther. 13th to Matt Haas. Jessica Shelton comes home 14th in the 66 machine. Mitchell Collins, 15th. Bobby Frazier, 16th, matching his car number. Ryan Acosta, 17th. Cole Bieber, 18th. 19th, Zachary Fitzwater and Aiden Shepard, 20th. Alex Miller, 21st. Zach Flickinger, 22nd. Seth Cole, 23rd. Zach Rogers, 24th. 25th position. Well, look at the running results right there. But there's the man, Jacob Sturgeon, as the number 17, takes the victory here today in the on the Talladega Road Course. What a victory for that number 7 team here. Played the fuel game very, very well. And it all paid off here. Here, Chris Starleton ends up 25th. Lyndon Wright, 26th. After those two ran out of gas late in the race, and they both pretty much retired out of the race here. Michael Turner, Julius Anderson, Johnny Gardner, Al Legacy, Raphael Leduc, Dylan Young, and Jay Jefferson was the last of the finishing order here today. So the 2019 NNSCRA GTP of Grand Prix of Alabama ends today with Jacob Sturgeon taking the victory here today. And again, Nathan Hudson was second. Third was Carson Gum. Fourth place was with Joshua Collard. Fifth to J.J. Roberts. So Porsche was your winner in this event here, followed by Jaguar, Porsche, Jaguar, and Toyota in the top 5. Then it's the Buick of Megan Atkins in 6th position. The seventh place was the Porsche of Dallas McIntosh. 8th was the Jaguar Jordan Lopez. 9th was the Mazda of Cole Baker. So Team Mazda Speed right up there in the bunch. And the Mercedes of Ryan Brommer made a good showing as he held off the Nissan of Joshua Osborne to take the 10th spot. So that's it from the Talladega Road Course here. Congratulations again to Jacob Sturgeon, the winner of the NNSCRA GTP Grand Prix of Alabama. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got inner races, gaming videos. Where we're the president of the NNSCRA Seth Golzar's for his channel. And be sure to check out our other NNSCRA series as well, including the Duracell Cup Series, which is ongoing right now on this channel, as well as Michael Norman's Bowser All Pro Series, and the Season 23 Castrol GTX Cup Series is coming up in just a few days, and so sign-ups for that will be May the 7th, believe it or not. So that will be coming up on this channel, and to subscribe to and to keep up on the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, be sure to subscribe to Thrash Maniac 99 to keep up on that series, by the way. So, some of the best offline series around in the NNSCRA umbrella. You will not regret checking those races out neither. So, not sure how many GTP cars races will be running. Will be running here. This is maybe the only one for the moment. I will say that, but you never know with me sometimes. So this is James Qualls will be saying so long from the Grand Prix of the NNSCRA Grand Prix of Alabama, where Jacob Sturgeon ends up as your winner of the event. And for now, this is James Qualls, been a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.